Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gnippets. My name is Garm, and today I wanted to talk about socializing. The way I've lived my life is that at some point, I'm not sure why or really how even, but at some point I made a decision that I didn't want to be like everybody else. I always strongly disliked things that were popular and things that other people enjoyed. I always wanted to be unique, which I don't think is an uncommon feeling or a rare feeling, but I think I took it to lengths. I took it too far, and there were kind of different stages of it as I've kind of grown up. So when I was younger, I would just say I don't like popular things, basically. I would always be a contrarian. Whenever someone liked something, I would say the opposite, and that's how I lived my life for a lot of my adolescence. And then kind of when I got to high school, people started noticing and calling me very aptly a contrarian, and it, and it hurt to basically be considered or labeled a sheep of the opposite herd. Not because I wasn't connecting with my fellow man, but because it made me realize that I am no different than them, per se. If the enemy is someone who just likes things because it's popular, then I'm kind of the same thing, but the opposite, right? So I'm not necessarily a unique individual. I'm someone whose opinions are being determined by the very same people I don't like. And so what happened to me, or I think what happens in general, is after that, you kind of start ending up on this very windy road where you kind of have to figure out how or why you like things, or how and why you don't like things. And for me, it ended up being a little too overwhelming. I went through a couple year phase where instead of liking things or disliking things based on what was popular, I just ended up having a sort of apathy towards everything. I didn't necessarily want to like anything. I didn't necessarily want to dislike anything. And it wasn't an active enjoyment or dislike of things. I would basically just sit at home and people would be like, "You want to do something?" And I'd be like, "No, not really." And I'd sit there and I'd watch YouTube because doing nothing felt less stressful than making some sort of claim that I enjoyed something. And after that, once I kind of got out of that funk, I realized that what I should do instead, and I mean, I understand the hypocrisy of this a little bit, but now I kind of enjoy more niche things. I do still kind of avoid popular things, but I'm not necessarily as avoidant of them. I'll kind of give them a chance if they pique my interest, but I do enjoy knowing and learning more lesser known things. That's kind of where I've been for these last couple of years. And I'm realizing now that by not engaging in the popular mediums, by not engaging with what's happening in pop culture, I'm slowly distancing myself away from kind of humanity as a collective. I'm finding it very difficult to relate to other people. I'm finding it very difficult to hold conversations about current events, current timelines. I'm finding myself being disconnected from groups of friends because they're playing certain games that I don't care about or don't really like. The weird obsession, let's say, I have with niche things, in combination with the apathy that I have for popular things, is making me feel very lonely. I don't necessarily, I don't like that word, but I feel maybe misunderstood. And of course it's my fault. It's no one else's fault. It's my fault for kind of distancing myself away from the things that people like. But I found that I've spent so long and I've tried so hard to be unique that now there's no one else that I can relate to.